Hello and welcome back to the Windows Server 2019 Basic Series. In this video, we are going to promote a second domain controller that is actually a server core machine, which we installed earlier, and this is going to be the second domain controller in our test domain. Like in the last video, let's see first what we should check, and again, make sure that the server name is set correctly to what you want your domain controller to be named. And also, again, check the IP settings, make sure that the correct IP address and mask and also default gateway is set. And one important thing is to make sure that you have a DNS server set that will actually allow you to find your domain. So in our case, the only way to do this is to set the lab DC01 IP address as the DNS server. So what we are going to do in this video, first we are going to join the server to the domain as a member server. So it will only be a normal server in the domain, not a domain controller. Then we install the ADDS role, like we did also in the last video, but with PowerShell of course. Promote the server to a domain controller, also with PowerShell. Then of course we have to restart the server, and the last thing that we have to do is set DNS settings accordingly, because now we have two DNS servers. We have to set the DNS settings on both domain controllers so they use each other as DNS servers. Okay, well, I think we should begin. So I have my code ready to go. This is what we are going to use from PowerShell. And of course you are free to get it from my GitHub address. So let's go to the server. I'm logged on the lab DC02 server, which will be our domain controller. But first, let's check out if we set the name correctly. Using the hostname command, of course. It's looking good. And let's try an ipconfig /all. And the DNS servers are set correctly. The first one is the lab DC01 server. And the IP address is also correct. We can go on. First, we have to add this server to our domain. And to do this, we can use sconfig. And you see, number one is the option to change between a workgroup to a domain. Okay, we want to join a domain. And what domain do we want to join? Well, test.com, of course. One important thing, since we are joining a domain from a workgroup, we have to authorize this action, so we need to specify a domain user. In our case, the only user we have is administrator. And also type the password. We don't need to change the computer name, it's already done. And of course, because we joined the domain, we have to restart the server. See you when it's up again. So the server has been restarted, now it's back up again, and I want you to notice something interesting. Now that the server is in the domain, sign in to has changed to test. But we have a domain user called administrator, and we have also a local user called administrator, because this server is not yet a domain controller. Watch what happens to sign in to once I finish typing in the name. So because it detects that it also has a local user with the same name as our domain user, it switches our logon context to the local server. To fix this, we just have to say, unfortunately I have to delete it, we have to say first use test, and from test I want you to find administrator. And now we are logging in with the domain admin. Great. Let's go on with our configuration, and we will install the ADDS role. To do this, we need PowerShell, of course. And just run this command. And with the role installed, what's left to do but to promote this server? And check out the very complex command we will use to do this. The only mandatory thing that we need and is missing is the restore user password, which we will enter from the command prompt. And if you are confident that you want to promote it, just accept. Actually, let's accept all. And now the promotion will begin. Of course, it will take a while to do, so I will see you when it's done. Our domain controller is restarted and installed, of course. And now let's see what happens if I type in administrator. Now, because this is a domain controller, the local server name should not appear anymore. And you see, no more local administrator because we are on a DC. We go again in PowerShell, and what's left to be done is configure DNS. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean the actual DNS service. I just mean the DNS settings on our network adapter. So let's get a list of what settings we have now actually. And if you see something strange, this is what I mean. First, we don't need the loopback address because we will set our own addresses. And secondly, we don't need the loopback address on the IPv6 because if we have this set, then it won't matter what we set here, it will also use this one to use itself as a DNS server through IPv6. And this is what we need to change, or at least I like to change it. So I'm going on the assumption that we have only one network card and it's named Ethernet, like on most Windows Server versions lately. And with this command, we actually will reset all the DNS settings. We are done. And now we just set our new DNS server settings. So basically, I'm setting this server to use itself as the primary DNS server and to use DC01 as the secondary DNS server. And if we run again the get DNS client server address, this is how I like it. And one more thing, of course, we need to do the same thing on our other domain controller, And since I'm lazy, I won't connect to it, I will use PowerShell remoting. We first declare a script block with the two commands, and we will run that script block on lab DC01 using invoke command. And that's it. And just to make sure, we will use enter ps session and run ipconfig/all. Excellent. So that was promoting a server core domain controller and setting up the basics for it. Thanks a lot for watching. Hey everyone, thanks a lot for watching. If you found the video at least a little useful, please like, share and subscribe. It would help me a lot. Thank you again and see you in the next one.